He was not from a powerful family. He had no wealth, no status, no tribe that would make people stop and listen when he walked into a room. He was a shepherd boy, small in stature, thin legs, the kind of person the world walks past without a second thought. And he became one of the most beloved human beings to ever walk the earth to the Prophet, peace be upon him. Abdullah ibn Masood was one of the first people to accept Islam, so early that he once said, "I accepted Islam when there were only 6 Muslims on earth." 6. He was there before the Ummah existed. And the first public recitation of the Quran in Mecca, the first time the words of Allah were read aloud in front of the Quraysh who had forbidden it, that was Abdullah ibn Masood. He walked to the Kaaba. He stood in front of the enemies of Islam, and he recited Surah Ar-Rahman with his voice raised until the Quraysh beat him so badly he could barely walk away. They asked him, "Did you not know this would happen?" He said, "I knew." He recited it again the next day, because some things are worth the cost. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said about him, "Learn the Quran from 4 people." And the first name he gave was Abdullah ibn Masood. Not the most educated, not the most powerful, the shepherd boy with the thin legs who showed up when there were only 6 Muslims on earth and never once looked back. He was so close to the Prophet, peace be upon him, that he was the one who kept his personal items, his sandals, his pillow, his miswak. He was described as the companion of the household, the one trusted with the most intimate proximity to the greatest human being who ever lived. And yet, Ibn Mas'ud was deeply aware of his own imperfection. He once said, "By Allah, other than whom there is no God, there is no surah in the book of Allah that I do not know where it was revealed, and there is no ayah that I do not know about whom it was revealed." But he also said, "If I knew of anyone who knew the book of Allah better than me and could be reached by a camel, I would travel to him." The most knowledgeable man about the Quran among the companions, still seeking more. There is something about the life of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud that speaks directly to this generation. He did not come from the right background. He did not have the right connections. He was not the most impressive person in the room by any worldly measure. But he had 2 things. He showed up early, when it cost everything to do so, and he never stopped learning, even when he had every reason to believe he already knew enough. The world will always find a reason to overlook you, your background, your family, your past, the thin legs and the shepherd's history that the Quraysh used to dismiss him. But Allah does not look at your background. He looks at what you do with what you have been given. Abdullah ibn Mas'ud had very little, and he gave all of it. And the Prophet, peace be upon him, the greatest human being to ever live, said, "Learn from him." That is what a life looks like when it is fully surrendered to something greater than itself. May Allah be pleased with him.